Check 1, 2.
Well, hello there, boyfriend. How are you this fine day?
I'm really good.
Is it working?
Yes.
Excellent. Let's not touch shit.
I'm afraid to ask, but I have a great question.
I don't even know what I was going to say. I'm so disturbed right now.
This is Afraid to Ask
Yes.
with Jamie and Dr. Erika. I'm going to do my best to be in a really good mood after just smashing my camera.
What?
My brand new camera face first on the ground. But you know what? They're just things, Erika. Who cares? I do care a little bit, but...
You care.
I'm shaking it out. I'm trying to shake it off.
What's the most expensive thing you've ever broken?
The camera just now might be the most expensive thing ever broken. I think that's it. It fell face forward onto the ground. Smash! I'm not recording with this one yet. Yeah, the most expensive thing I've ever broken... I mean, I smashed a car before.
I backed into my garage and dented it real bad.
I was on the phone with you before after that happened. We had just recently started talking, and I really was trying to get a gauge. I feel like it tells a lot about a person, how they react to something like that. And I actually loved the way you reacted. You screamed the C word.
No, I didn't.
No, you didn't. You were upset, but you didn't let it ruin your day, which is, I feel like that's a good thing to do. I feel like I'm doing that with the camera. Is it bothering me? Sure is. But I'm letting it go because we have a podcast to do. So are you offended by... We're talking about... There's a lot going on. So the RNC, Republican National Convention or Conference?
I don't know. You
Convention.
just taught me about this.
Convention.
You dropped those letters like I was supposed to know what it is.
So let's see. I am going to be there.
Uh-huh.
Live updates.
Tomorrow. Technically, you'll be there tomorrow.
Republican National Committee.
Oh.
Convention.
I feel like convention.
It is convention.
I feel like convention.
So the RNC is going to be in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, July 15th through the 18th. I'm going to be at a live taping of Gutfeld on Wednesday night at 11 p.m. I believe it's Central Time. It's actually live. So if you've ever wanted to see us with a live crowd, and you've ever wanted to see what producers do when a comedian drops the F-bomb constantly.
You can't.
But
you have to be appropriate.
I will be. I'll be playing the game. No, I'm not going to swear at all. But anyway, I will be doing that. And what are your thoughts? So we saw that you guys, I'm sure, have saw, and we're talking about how the Secret Service, they've come under a little bit of fire, a little bit of criticism.
Yeah.
For not handling the assassination attempt as well. I apologize. To be fair, Fox is calling it an assassination attempt. CNN is calling it fireworks, popping noises. They're saying Trump fell. Clearly an assassination attempt. Guy with a rifle on a roof. And the Secret Service says they're not going to change their security for the RNC. And so, I think, do you make you nervous at all?
Yeah, I'm nervous. You're going to be there in like 24 hours. I don't like this.
But this guy, supposedly he acted alone. They always say that he acted alone.
Well, I just was watching something before we started recording, and it was a video of people who were standing really far away. It showed like a television projector of them watching Trump, so they couldn't even see him, but they were close to the building where this assailant
Douchebag?
was.
Yeah.
No, let's call it what it was. I don't think we should make fun of him. I think it was a horrible thing that happened. Yeah.
I can't call him a douchebag? This evil?
Yeah, I think whenever someone dies because of something, I don't like to make fun of that part of it. I think douchebag is fine, but assailant...
You also don't like the word douchebag because of the... Remember?
I just feel like if you're going to take someone's life, you deserve a crueler word than douchebag. I feel
a crueler word. Gotcha.
Yeah, because
I hear you.
You were horribly wrong.
This piece of shit.
That's better.
Okay.
Anyway, so they were filming it, and they were showing like how many people were closer to where this the shooter was, and how they didn't understand why no one acted faster, and that scared me. That
scares me too.
So many people were talking about that they saw and reported and alerted police, and they felt like nothing transpired with adequate time, and that it possibly could have prevented the unfortunate events that transpired. So that I'm struggling with. I think it's going to be difficult too because so much of it's coming out from people's cell phones and different reports. And I mean, it just happened 2 days ago.
That's honestly the one problem that I had. Like, I love going down a deep conspiracy wormhole, and I did watch every single one of those reports where they said, we tried to get the police's attention, we told Secret Service. In most of the accounts, it's a matter of less than a couple minutes. Like, I could see that they maybe couldn't get to the guy. Like,
sure.
I believe that. But one big problem I have is people asserting that they know what happened when all we should probably do is wait till the facts come out. You could look at it, you could go, wow, there were gunshots, they killed the guy, Trump's ear is bloody. Someone tried to shoot him, we know that. But I think I saw a bunch of comments that said it was staged, like it's fake. And then an hour later, they said, oh, a bystander passed away. And then a lot of the staged people were like, oh shit, maybe it wasn't. Like, I just feel like maybe we should wait a little longer to, There's a second where you go, oh, is this real or fake? It looked very real to me.
I think that with all of the unrest politically and the division our country has, looking at the past events on where some people don't feel Trump to be the most trustworthy individual, a lot of questions arose immediately when this was announced. So a lot of people had lost faith in him and were doubting what had happened until more facts came out. So I think you're right that we as a just naturally curious being, we want to know right away and have the answers.
Yeah.
But until we have more information, it's difficult to not jump to conclusions. But we unfortunately need to wait because we weren't there. We're only seeing what lots of media outlets are giving us and what people's testimonies are showing us. But even then, it's emotionally charged. And I do think we can be frustrated, upset, absolutely disgusted by the travesty that transpired with someone passing away, someone else being critically injured. That itself, that is the fact that I'm focusing on. Everything else, I think we just have to wait.
Let me ask you this, Dr. Erika, and I don't know if we're going to agree or disagree on this. Do you know why we know? Like, CNN immediately came out and said Trump falls and gets taken off stage. And then they came out and said popping noises heard as Trump, like it was all these weird kind of like biased, shitty versions of how it wasn't gunfire. I don't know why they did that. I actually don't understand why that. I don't know why they... What would be their agenda for doing that? I don't even know. Do you know why we know everything we know? It's almost exclusively from Twitter/X. That's where everything came from. Every single unbiased. So no matter what you think of Elon Musk, like he makes it real hard to lie to us because you have these accounts from people that were actually there.
Yeah.
Elon. This is very delicious. Thank you. I expected you to push back on that when you just agreed with me. I was like, I didn't know what to say. We're lucky we have X.
I think we have a big distrust in media overall from both sides. So yes, when you have a platform where people can immediately upload pictures, videos, that's different. I think we're living in an age that's very difficult to trust anything, even pictures being photoshopped or fabricated or misconstrued.
Yeah.
So it's difficult to know what's truth and what's been changed.
I saw a picture just yesterday, and it was Hillary Clinton with like a donkey's body, and I go, I'm going to need more proof.
You know what I don't like? I don't like how like movies, I'll see like the craziest special effects, and I'm just like, meh. And then I see a sunset that's like gorgeous, and I'm like, why doesn't that one have fucking unicorns shooting out?
You're saying that the movies are ruining your real life.
My perception of reality because I'm used to such grandiose things that I see that real life porn, right? That's what you're gonna say?
I was not gonna say porn, but there are moments. True. There are moments you watch porn and you go, "Wow, wow, that's really something." And then you're in bed with a girl and you go, "Where is everybody?"
No.
Where's everybody?
Or you're in bed with a guy and you're like, "Why isn't it happening? Where's the magic? Why am I silent? Why was this over so fast before the credits, like the opening credits didn't even finish?"
You'll notice our two things we said, one of us, it was a personal attack.
Why doesn't the guy have a big personality? So,
it's a little bit nerve-wracking, right? There was an assassination attempt on a man who will be at the RNC. We know Trump watches Gutfeld. Trump might know who I am. That's kind of fun for me to think about. And but the venue itself said that they were going to have heightened security, which is great. That probably means metal detectors and people. But I think it's going to be very safe. I think it's indoors. That's different. The thing is outside. There's room on that roof and everything. It's a scary world. Even in my little world,
Yeah.
I get some shit going on.
I think what's concerning is it's so unpredictable. You think that, Secret Service are always there to protect current and past presidents. You have police in force, especially with the unrest right now that's going on. So for that to happen on top of all of that is really scary.
With all this unrest, Biden is resting. Getting a lot of rest during the unrest. That's Biden's slogan, resting during the unrest. America.
Well, I'm nervous. I told you I'm nervous. I'm nervous for you tomorrow. I'm nervous for all your friends. I hope everybody's safe. I'm nervous for everybody. I hope everyone's safe. I think the whole thing is scary.
And we
I'm nervous for how you're going to perform on live TV. I'm just kidding.
What the fuck?
Actually, I'm excited to see that. I think it'll be fun.
I hate pressure, but I like it.
Is it going to be like a normal show, or is it supposed to be totally different?
It's a normal show, but we normally have like 60 seconds during commercial breaks because we don't actually air commercials. So when we're taping, it moves really fast. For this one, we will sit there and wait for the commercials because it's live. We're doing it live.
Gotcha.
Same format. But we had talked on Instagram Live. If I made some jokes about Biden, I'd like to deliver them to you now, and you could pretend you've never heard them before. I was on stage in Sacramento this weekend. No, you're supposed to listen and like laugh as if they're great in you. But anyway, I did a couple jokes, and there's been some opinions on either side of whether or not it's too soon to do jokes about something serious. But I feel like my angle, was fine. I basically said, I went on stage. I said, it was the night that the assassination attempt happened. So I wanted to tell the crowd, hey, what's the update? It was out of the hospital. They have a video of him coming out of his airplane, and he's good. And the update is that he seems like he's fine. And then I said, I think Biden is very lucky because there will never be an assassination attempt on Biden. There just won't be because, you can just wait. And my point is, I'm just saying, like, don't throw your life away. Just give it a minute. And then I was thinking that if it was Biden who had his ear nicked when Secret Service like all piled on top of him, I think that would have killed him. And then one of my friends said the only shot Biden's going to take is one from Dr. Kevorkian. And I go, that's
a good one too.
Is it?
Well, okay.
A good one too? So you're saying they're all good ones?
Yes. I'm going to defend you right now.
None of that was even about anyone getting hurt or anything.
That's the difference. But I do think, and this is why I thought it was interesting when we did the Instagram Live just now, and we asked people, too soon or not too soon? Because a lot of people were looking at your stuff and going, oh, that's way too soon. That's heartless. Like, people were injured. Someone passed away. And then other people were like, no, it's never too soon. In comedy, like, our nation needs this. We're upset.
Mm-hmm. And can I call you out on something?
What?
You're sitting here and you're saying the jokes are funny, and you always stand by me. But just this afternoon, we were having sex, and when I finished, you yelled too soon. And so anyway,
what am I supposed to do with that?
I don't know. That's what you said afterwards. When am I supposed to do that now?
Gross.
Then you said that. Gross.
I don't want to say anything else now. I can't say anything.
Clip it. Social media.
Okay. But okay, here's I have two thoughts.
Okay. Give me the best.
If I'm going to criticize you, the only criticism that I would say is to put a disclaimer in your comments of, I'm very sorry for the families that were affected. This was a horrible thing. My job as a comedian is to bring light to the situation. I'm going to make fun of our presidents, but I'm so sorry what happened to you. I think you could have done something like that. Do you have to? No. And when you're on stage, you weren't making fun of the shooter. You weren't making fun of the victims. You weren't even making fun of Trump at all, which I think would have kind of been like a little bit
maybe
callous.
Not the time. Maybe not the
but
time. But
making fun of Biden, honestly, even though we know where I politically align, I thought that was appropriate and funny. And I do think, especially after COVID, is when I started to have a much stronger appreciation for humor in the mass public, because people's moods and mindsets were so down and depressed that we needed more life and happiness and laughter to pull us out of a really difficult time. Same thing with what just transpired.
What about this, Erika?
So my opinion is it isn't too soon to make light of it, as long as you tease the right people and leave the victims out.
Yeah, I agree. And The other part of this is, people are making a little bit of fun of Trump for saying, this is how how nice Trump's things are. Is it true? This is unconfirmed. You told me this, and I did see a little bit on social media.
The shoes?
Did he get shot at, and then moments later go, could I get my shoes?
Yeah, that's what I saw.
That's how nice those shoes are. That's how expensive those shoes are, honestly.
Again, though, that's something that's come out. Who knows?
I thought I heard him say that. I don't see anything wrong with that because he's walking away. I like my shoes. That's one of the...
If I got shot, I don't think I would ask for shoes. But, most people are in a state of shock. Mm-hmm. Most people don't speak well, or if they do, it's rambling. It's not something that's composed. Certainly not a memory of an object that they left behind. But everyone reacts differently, so who am I to judge?
Do you think if Biden got shot, he would make more sense?
Probably.
My diaper.
Well, it'd be fortunate if he had been wearing
Do you think if Biden got shot at, he would be like, man, I'd shit my pants if I hadn't just shit my pants?
In all honesty, I don't think Biden would have reacted.
You think he would have just gone through him? Yeah, what the hell?
I think he would have been like, what? And then just proceeded.
Got a bleed in here.
So what have you done that's ever been too soon? Have you ever made a joke that's inappropriate and you're like, oh, fuck, I shouldn't have done that? Like it was a little too...
I don't do a lot of... I honestly don't do like super current event type stuff. I don't like to... I don't like to comment on things. I don't like to ever make people feel
like
bad.
Dark humor.
But this thing was perfect. It happened. I was walking on stage, and I know for a fact that all of the people that watched Gutfeld and come to see me, they wanted me to say something. I could tell as I walked up to the club, people were like,
"What do you say?" People were stopping you and asking you your opinion.
What are you going to say?
Like before your show even started?
You going to talk about it? And I did not say anything about it the whole show, and at the very end, just in case it got weird, which it kind of did, because some people didn't know about it. So now I'm just telling them for the first time.
Yeah, because it had just happened like an hour before you went on stage.
I love a good conspiracy. But this one seems pretty straightforward. That shooter, Trump's going to win. Like something like this, that's usually what happens. So whatever he wanted to achieve, he may have achieved the opposite.
I am going to be very cautious with my words right now.
Don't you think so?
I have
like
lots of opinions.
But don't you? What about just the observation that if you try to assassinate somebody, the attention it brings to them, whether or not that's your candidate, they would probably win.
Well, it invokes a sense of heroism.
Yeah, and he honestly, he handled it. You don't know how you're going to react. And okay, I have a question for you. Have you ever? I don't know how I'm going to react when something crazy. I wish I could tell the story, but I'm just not going to because it's very private. But it's about you and me. But you know how you don't know how you're going to react when like something happens that you don't expect, and then you're either impressed or not impressed with how you reacted.
I was trying to think what story. I know what you're pulling.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Random example. Some guy comes and like rips my purse off my shoulder when we're in New York City. Mm-hmm. Do you run after him?
Yeah. Absolutely.
What if he holds us at gunpoint?
Would you like anything else, sir? Those are double D's. Do you want to touch them?
Jamie!
I'm just trying to help us survive.
That's not funny. Pull your pants down then.
Happy to.
And then he'll hopefully run away.
Sleep. We did say gross earlier. Too soon. That's a really tough one. When you're I think I would just let him take your purse and buy a new one, but I think I would worry about what's inside of it. You know? Like if you had your license.
Everything.
I would go, hey, you can have this expensive purse, but you please just give us the license. What do you do with that? Somebody stole my wallet once, and the next day they threw it on my front lawn and there's a lot of money in there. I had like $400 cash. I was young and I just gotten a paycheck cashed.
Oh.
When I worked at Arby's, 2 weeks of pay.
That's sad.
But they took it and then they threw it. They got my addresses on there and they threw it on my lawn with my license and my credit cards. And I was like, okay.
They returned it. They just kept the cash.
Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, that's actually pretty nice that they did that.
In all honesty,
right?
What a nice thief.
Nice guy.
Wait, they went to your house and threw it on your lawn?
It was on my lawn. It was in the driveway. I go, holy shit, because it was the address on the license.
Isn't that kind of creepy?
Yeah, but I was so happy.
Well, yes, because it saves you a ton of work of having to get all your credit cards. I'm surprised your credit cards were still in there, not used.
Yeah. I think I only had a debit card at the time. I was very young.
Oh,
But,
well,
Yeah, they just wanted the cash. They didn't, like, that's a whole other level of thief to use a credit card as opposed to just like pull this cash, no paper trail. Mm-hmm. They just took the cash, and I like to think maybe they needed it for something important, and
that's a really nice way of thinking.
That's how I kept telling myself.
That's a very nice teenager thought.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be like that. I'd be pissed.
it was a lot of money.
Like, that's half of my month.
It's a shitload of money. It was a lot. I remember being like very rattled by that.
If you were a police officer and you did a drug bust, would you turn in the money?
I would. Honestly, I think I have too high of a moral compass. I would take half the money. Do you know how hard it must be to not take the money?
Though. I mean, okay. I'm just gonna say something. Fuck it. I'd take the money. Maybe not all of it, because I wouldn't want to get in trouble. I wouldn't take the drugs, but like, what are you gonna do with the money?
Yeah.
I'd turn in all the bad stuff. I don't think police officers get paid enough. They should take the money. That should be their bonus. That should be their tip.
They should get 10%. Because there's a lot, they really save,
Actually, that's a really good point.
10%?
I like incentivization. Is that a word? Incentivizing people to do the right thing.
Yeah.
So you turn in
10%.
$2 million, you get 10%.
Maybe you get a tenth of some cocaine, right?
No.
Of a kilo of cocaine. What's a tenth of a kilo? A low? Well, kilogram. 1 gram. 1,000 grams. Yeah, you get 10% of everything.
No. No.
Because the cops don't do that much anymore because they have the cameras on their chest and stuff like that.
I think they should get a bonus.
I can't believe the body cam hasn't worked its way into pornography.
The what?
Body cam?
Oh.
Like a camera? Maybe it has.
Ew.
Dude, I have.
How would you have a body cam with porn? That would
POV.
show. No, that's not a POV. You just put it right here on your chest. Mm-hmm. That's not a point. That you'd be like.
Point of view.
I understand what that stands for.
Helmet cam.
Yeah, you'd need like a miner's lamp.
Helmet cam.
Ew.
Going in there. I got my miner's lamp on.
Just realized what I said and how you would take over.
Yeah, I'm gonna go excavate. Gonna go searching. Find me some gold. Right? Get my pickaxe.
Do you ever feel like people come after you because you're a comedian?
I don't.
Like, if you can make jokes, first of all, and I brought up this earlier to you, and I'd like to debate this, what you think you can say and get away with compared to other people. I can't go, like, to my job the very same day of an assassination attempt and start making jokes. That would just seem absolutely inappropriate.
But that'd be very bizarre because you're a doctor.
Right.
Like, if I was a comedian and I went to work
and
I was like, oh, let me remove your appendix. People be like, the fuck is this?
I know that, but I'm saying, like, there's certain things we all get away with, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can, like, honestly, I can call people out on their lifestyle and call them out for alcohol abuse or being morbidly obese in a polite way, but
asshole,
I can do that.
So can I.
Yeah.
Just the other day, I asked the lady.
Fine. Okay, fine. You do. You have a lot
I go,
more.
where'd you get that sports bra? Lulu Watermelon?
You did say that on stage. You
Not
also
to a
said
person.
that it was like a tent. You know what?
Yeah, I said I went to Lululemon, but it was for plus size women, Lulu Watermelon. I go, hey, how much for that 6-person tent? And they go, that's a sports bra. I changed it to hammock. It gets a much bigger laugh. I go, I'll use it for whatever I want to, sir. So I think when it comes to comedians, though, it's all about...
You have a lot of flexibility.
Well, it's also a lot about cancelability because when you like work for a company or something, if you're as a comedian, you often don't work for a company, and that's why you hear people getting canceled. What do they get canceled from? They get canceled from like their TV show,
social media, sponsorships.
So sponsorships and social media, but think about sponsorships. That's like, I guess I'm talking about to be canceled. I'm saying like no one wants anything to do with you. You've been canceled. That's everything. So that'd be like all sponsors. You lose your host American Idol and now you don't. You get kicked off Saturday Night Live. Like, God, he's my favorite comic right now. And I'm blanking on his name. Holy shit, he's my favorite comedian right now.
Who's your favorite comedian right now?
I'm blanking on his name. I know him very well. I mean, like
someone got kicked off Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, Shane Gillis. Yeah, Shane Gillis made like an Asian joke or something, and he was about to start as a cast member on Saturday Night Live, and he was fired before his first thing.
Oh, yeah, SNL fires. This is from 2019.
So that was in 2019 he got fired, right? Guess what's happening to him now?
Well, February 5th.
Guess what?
How Shane Gillis.
Gillis?
Gillis.
He's the big, one
Went
of the
from being
biggest comedians in
fired
the
by
world.
Saturday Night Live to hosting the
Saturday Night
show
Live.
5 years later.
It's it's one of the most amazing stories in all of comedy. He gets canceled, quote unquote, but did he really? No, because he went on Rogan, and he's so funny. He did his own thing, and he toured, and now he sells more tickets than anybody. If he was on SNL, he'd probably be making less money because he can make more money from touring. He like blew up. So
I feel like. Sorry, I don't know why I'm yawning.
yeah, it's bullshit.
I was Googling comedy stuff.
But so you can only not say stuff to the point like where you work for, like when I worked for Clear Channel Radio, yeah, you couldn't say tons of things because you're on the radio.
Yeah.
But if you don't have one employer and you employ yourself, which is a lot of comedians that aren't like super. God, even like a Drew Carey who hosts Wheel of Fortune, if he said something super offensive and got fired from Wheel of Fortune, he does not care. Like,
What about Roseanne? She got in trouble.
and she does not care. I mean,
But didn't they yank her off her own show?
Yeah, so Roseanne got canceled when I believe at the cusp of when it stopped mattering that much. So she loses her show. That sucks. But then she goes on to...
Didn't Whoopi Goldberg get kicked off The View for something?
Oh, I wish.
Oh.
Still on.
Never mind then.
Whoopi just said that she...
Matt Rife got in trouble for women's stuff?
Did nothing. Not even a blip.
Well, that's because it was about women. Fuck that.
But like he has so much. Like who's going to... What are the people going to do? Go, oh, I'm not going to see him? Well, there's enough people to fill twice as many seats as he sells.
So you're proving my point. The comedians are kind of untouchable.
They are now, but I don't know if they always were. Back when like you needed to get on Letterman and Leno and everything.
Oh.
Now with social media and having your own shit and streaming, I believe they can say whatever they want.
Is there a topic you would never touch?
I don't like to talk about serious shit. I would never talk about... Yeah, there's many, many things I don't think are funny. I think the Biden thing, it's funny. It's just a funny like juxtaposition to think of him getting shot at. That was the only reason I even brought it up. And I had a show that night, and I wanted to record it and put it out.
But you're also a nice guy, and if he was assassinated, you'd feel bad.
If it got assassinated, I would have canceled my show. Like, I feel like part of it is because it was unsuccessful.
No, I was talking about Biden. Like, if you're making jokes about Biden getting assassinated, like flipping it. Like, whoever you're making fun of, if something bad happened, I feel like you'd be like, yeah.
I feel like Father Time would be upset. Like, dude, I've been working on this. This is mine.
A joke that really, really bothered me, and I'm still not over it yet?
Did I do it?
No, I don't really listen to your stuff.
Okay.
So it was, I think it was the roast of Justin Bieber. I like roasts. I want you to do one.
The roasts, though, have become
oh, they're so great.
so offensive.
No.
Well, then what are you going to
Martha Stewart and Snoop Dogg? Are you kidding? Like,
what did they say, though?
No, they were great. It was Pete Davidson.
Mm-hmm.
He makes jokes about his dad dying in 9/11.
Which he did.
And then another comedian made a joke about his dad dying in 9/11.
Yeah.
And the whole audience was like, oh, and it panned over to him and he was laughing. He's like, it's funny. Those are the jokes I can't handle because it's so sad. And he actually came out with a statement later and said, listen, I talk about dark humor because that's how I heal. But I feel like a lot of people don't. And those are the jokes that are like, maybe too much.
Do you know that I would never do a roast, and no, I would never in a million years do a roast because I'm too much of a sensitive wuss. Like, I got asked to do this thing in Fairbanks, Alaska, where I live, and every year they do like, oh, they did the mayor last year, and they go, oh, there's this douchebag comedian that lives here. We're going to like roast him this year. And they asked me if I would be the roast person. I would never do it because not even to that level where somebody made of like his dad. If someone ever talked about my dad dying or anything, I like the Gutfeld stuff he says on there. It's so silly that none of that bothers me. But if it was like a real roast, I feel like there could be one line that I don't stop thinking about for the next 10 years and ruins everything.
Well, think about me, and this is just me. But like, I don't even know him, and I felt really bad for Pete.
Isn't it weird though? He doesn't, and you do. Like, what if we were to believe that he doesn't?
Yes, I do think it's weird. So that's what I think is interesting about comedians. You can say whatever the you want, get away with it. Unless you rub a certain person the wrong way. Certain people are kind of nuts. Who? In society.
But who could affect... I guess it's the difference between if you don't care about upsetting that person, then you're fine. But you only have to worry about upsetting someone that could
hurt you,
alter your career or fire you from something, which if
or
it's a
come
club
after
owner,
you or do something stupid.
Oh yeah. I think there's always that risk, right? That episode went by really fast. We didn't get to any questions. We didn't even get to the size of your breasts, if you care to disclose that, like the guy on Instagram asked for. next time on Afraid to Ask?
You're inappropriate.
Okay, guess so. Coming up on the next episode of Afraid to Ask. I had one time, I told you, and I think you told me this happened to you once. I had gotten in very good shape. I was just like, but really doing a lot of weightlifting. Like, not as much Peloton. I was just trying to get, like, jacked for a while. I don't know why. And I went in there and that thing
ladies.
For the ladies. More for myself, honestly, and some of the other guys at the gym.
For the dudes.
For the dudes.
For the dudes.
And I went in there and they told me I was obese because of my BMI.
Oh, yeah.
Body mass index was...
I did that once to somebody and I felt so stupid.
You did? You know what I did? I want to swear I was so mad. It made me so mad because I was working so hard that the lady comes in and she goes, "The doctor's going to put you on a weight loss program." I go, "What are you talking about?" I go, "I am on I've never been in better shape." I'm like, I wasn't ripped, but I was like 8-9% body fat.
Yeah.
And he came in, he was like, "Buddy, we could all stand to lose a couple pounds." And I flexed my abs.
Did you rip your shirt off?
I did.
You were like,
I go look at my abs. And
so that happened to me once, and I was so mortified.
He goes, "I'm sorry, I'm the one that needed to lose weight." That's what he said.
I've said that to people too.